For years, we've all been obsessed with clicks and rankings, right? But let's be real. By 2026, those metrics are going to feel like ancient history. The new battleground for your brand isn't on a search results page anymore. It's actually inside the AI-generated answers your customers are already using. And today, we're giving you the exact toolkit you need to fight and win in this brand new arena. So here's the hard truth. While you're maybe still chasing those classic blue links, your customers are getting answers directly from AI, like ChatGPT and Gemini. All that traffic you fought so hard for, it's being intercepted. And if your brand isn't cited in those AI answers, you are, quite literally, becoming invisible to your most valuable prospects.
And this isn't just about some vanity metric. The stakes here are huge. A visitor who clicks through from an AI-generated answer is over 4 times more valuable than one from traditional search. So why is that? Well, it's because the AI has already done all the heavy lifting for you. It's guided them, answered their questions, and presented your brand as the solution. By the time they finally land on your site, they're not just browsing, they are ready to convert.
Okay, so how do we master this massive shift? Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll break down this search visibility crisis. Then, we'll introduce the new metrics you absolutely need to know. After that, we'll dive into the 2026 tracking toolkit, help you pick the right platform, and then we'll build your very first tracking workflow from scratch. Let's get into it.
First things first, let's just confront this crisis head-on. User behavior has fundamentally changed. People aren't just typing keywords into a box anymore, they're having these deep, back-and-forth conversations with AI to solve their problems. And what that means is your traditional analytics dashboards, they're completely in the dark.
Just look at this contrast. On the left, traditional SEO was a numbers game, right? A big funnel designed to capture as much volume as possible. But on the right, the future, AI search, it's a precision game. It's all about being the authoritative source that an AI actually chooses to recommend. Now, you might see less direct traffic, but the quality and the intent of that traffic is going to be exponentially higher. We're shifting from measuring clicks to measuring influence.
And, with the new game come new rules. So to win, we need new metrics. Let's define the 2 most important acronyms you'll be hearing all the time in 2026, GEO and SOV.
First up is GEO. That's Generative Engine Optimization. I want you to think of it as the evolution of SEO. It's no longer about keyword density or things like that. It's really about making your content so authoritative and so well-structured that AI models choose to cite you as the definitive source. It's all about earning the AI's trust. And that brings us to your new North Star metric, AI Share of Voice, or SOV. This metric answers one single critical question. When a customer asks an AI about your industry, is it your brand or your competitor that gets the mention? Honestly, this is the ultimate measure of your influence in this new AI-powered world. So, what do these new tracking tools actually do? Well, they tell you exactly how many times your brand is being cited by an AI. They show you your share of voice compared to your top competitors. They can even pinpoint which of your specific web pages are being used as sources, so you know exactly what content is working hardest for you. It's incredibly powerful stuff. Okay, so now that we know what to measure, let's explore the tools that actually do the measuring. The market is just exploding with options right now, but they really fall into a few key categories. Let's open up the 2026 Tracking Toolkit.
So, the first category you're going to see are these dedicated GEO platforms like XFunnel. These are purpose-built for AI visibility. Their killer feature is often persona-based tracking, which lets you see how different types of customers get different answers. The second category are what I call AI mention finders, like Ahrefs Brand Radar, which usually integrate into existing SEO suites. These are fantastic for finding every single time your brand gets mentioned, even without a link, giving you a really complete picture of your visibility.
This quote from SEO expert Asia Frost just captures the new mindset perfectly. We have to start thinking less like technical SEOs and more like brand marketers. The goal isn't just about a click anymore. It's about achieving visibility and just being top of mind, not only for the customer, but for the AI that's advising them.
All right, so with all these different types of tools out there, the big question is, which one is right for you? And the answer really depends on your team size, your budget, and frankly, how mature your AI strategy is right now. So let's look at the whole spectrum here. On one end, you've got starter-friendly tools. They're more affordable, they focus on the core metrics like share of voice, and they're perfect for teams just starting their GEO journey. On the other end, you have enterprise solutions. Sure, they're more of an investment, but they give you these really deep features like advanced persona simulation and API access, so you can integrate the data into your own business intelligence platforms.
But hey, you don't have to jump to a paid tool right away. You can actually start with manual audits, literally just going to an AI and asking the questions your customers would. It's free, it's super insightful, but it's not very scalable. Automated platforms are where you start getting strategic. They run these queries for you consistently, letting you track trends over time and benchmark your performance against the competition. And that is data you can really act on.
Okay, enough theory. Let's get practical. How do you actually start tracking your AI visibility? Like today. Here's a simple 5-step workflow that you can implement immediately.
So here's the workflow. Step 1 is the most critical. You've got to define your target personas and the exact queries they're using. Step 2, select your tool, manual or automated. Step 3, establish your baseline share of voice so you know where you stand today. Step 4, track consistently so you can spot trends. And finally, Step 5, and this is the most important part, you close the loop by using these insights to optimize your content strategy.
Let's put this into practice. Imagine you're a SaaS brand. You run your first report and you get a chart that looks something like this. It shows you have 25% share of voice, but your main competitor is just dominating with 40%. Well, instantly, you have a clear, data-driven goal. Close that gap. Now you can dig into the queries where they're winning and start to reverse engineer their success.
Now, as you get started, please try to avoid these common mistakes. First, don't track vanity queries. Focus on the high-intent questions that have real business value. Second, don't forget that traditional SEO, especially on Bing, still really matters, since it's a primary data source for models like ChatGPT. Third, don't just track one AI. Your customers are using a bunch of different platforms. The biggest mistake, though, is just collecting data and never acting on it. And finally, never forget to start with your customer personas.
Whew, we've covered a lot, from the threat of AI invisibility all the way to a practical tracking workflow. So let's just quickly summarize the key takeaways. Here is your 2026 GEO checklist. Number 1, accept that AI search is a totally new discipline. 2, redefine success with metrics like visibility and share of voice. 3, choose the right tool for your budget and your goals. 4, implement that 5-step workflow consistently. And 5, always remember the ultimate goal, to become the brand that AIs trust and recommend above all others.
So I'll leave you with this thought. The age of AI search isn't on the horizon. It's already here. The cost of being invisible is growing every single day. We all know you can't improve what you don't measure. So the only question left is, how will you start?